Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Call of Duty mobile video. Hope you are all doing well. In this video, I'll be showing you my top 10 guns list for this season, season 7 in Call of Duty mobile. I was actually supposed to make this video a few days ago, but I actually delayed it because I wanted to test each and every gun so I would have a more accurate list. So if you see a gun on this list that you don't think deserves to be on the list, be sure you let me know down below in the comments. And if you think a gun should be on this list, then also be sure you let me know on the comments, because this is just my opinion. Everyone would have, of course, their favorite guns, so that is something to note. Now before we get started, I want to say we are on the road to 4K subscribers, so thank you so much. And if you are not yet subscribed, be sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the post notifications to get notified every time I post a brand new Call of Duty mobile video, or anytime I am doing a live stream. And I'm also asking you to go ahead and hit a like on this video. If we can get 150 likes, that would be absolutely awesome. And one last small thing before I start, I have been doing some live streams. I am planning to make a schedule very soon, but for now I'm just going to be telling you that I will be streaming tonight, and I will also be streaming a bit earlier tomorrow. So I'll actually change up the time tomorrow. So tomorrow I will actually be streaming during the day because of the whole time zone difference thing. Alright guys, no more time wasting, let's get right into it. The gun we have at number 10 is the Locust. And yes guys, we are starting off with the snipers. And a few days ago I did a top 5 loadout video in Call of Duty mobile, and a lot of people are complaining about why I don't have any snipers on the list and whatnot. And the reason why is because snipers are not really that good in this meta, because of everyone is rushing with SMGs. People barely use ARs anymore, so if you're a sniper, then more than likely you will be fighting a SMG player, and that is obviously a huge disadvantage to the sniper players. However, the reason why I have the Locust right here is the Locust is a pretty fast firing gun. However, the damage is not really high, so you tend to get a lot of hit markers here and there. It is the second best sniper in the game. Like, the hit markers aren't that bad like the Outlaw, but all in all, the Locust is still a pretty solid sniper. Now you will see it being used in scrims, and if people aren't rocking the DLQ, then you'll definitely see them rocking the Locust. So the Locust is pretty much a solid gun. The gun I have at number 9 is the AK-117. And I'm not sure if I'm being biased here, because the AK-117 was pretty much one of my favorite guns from season 2, along with the Type 25. So I always have this gun in my top 10 list, and I think that it's a pretty solid gun. It does go well at close range and mid range. The long range is not that good. However, it does seem like more of a SMG in my opinion. It has a good iron sight. The fire rate is good, the damage is good, and the mobility is good, as I said, like a SMG. So all in all, this is a pretty solid gun. I haven't been seeing it used since recently. However, there was a legendary skin release, so a lot of people are using that. And the reason why I actually like the AK-117 is because a lot of guns get nerfed and buffed all the time. However, the AK-117 is one of the most constant guns I have seen. I don't even remember the last time when this got touched by activation. So I think that it should be like this for a long while to come now. I don't think that it should be getting a nerf. So if you want to get used to a gun, then this is definitely something that you should use and get used to, because as I said, I don't think that it will be nerfed anytime soon. At number 8 we have the bot gun, which is the M4. And this might be surprising to a lot of people, because the M4 is like always used by new players. However, in the recent update, the M4 did get a buff. I think they reduced the recoil and they did add a few extra damage to the gun, and now it is basically a pretty solid gun. Like, I've never been seeing the M4 being used in legendary rank like it is now. The recoil is good, like it is good at all ranges. The M4 has a slight recoil, but as long as you get the first few shots on target, then you should be good. And then because it has a pretty high damage and a pretty high fire rate, the range is also very good, as I said. So all you need to do with the M4 is get the few first shots on target, about the first 4 shots or so, and then you'll be pretty solid. You'll basically win most of your gunfights with that thing. The thing that I don't like about the M4 though is the fire rate is not that high versus most ARs or SMGs, so you will kind of lose close range fights. It is best for mid range in my opinion. At number 8 we have the DLQ-33, which is the best sniper in the game, and the reason why I have this right here is because the damage is pretty good, so you get less hit markers than any other sniper, and that's the main reason why this gun is right here, because the scoping time, it is pretty good if you time it or if you scope and shoot, but the other snipers scoping time are much better, like the DLQ, like the Arctic 50 I should say, and the Locust. I don't really have a lot to say about the DLQ because this is kind of a more self-explanatory gun. A lot of people know that this is the best gun sniper in the game, and again I say that the reason why I had this higher last season because snipers were actually good then. Snipers are still pretty good, but they're just pretty hard to use now. So if you perfect snipers, then you should be pretty good, but if you're like a new player or a not so good player, then snipers will be pretty hard to use. So that's why I didn't rank this higher on the list, because the other guns are more flexible. That's why I don't have this higher. For example, you can't really use a sniper in hardpoint because that's just like wasting a full player. So snipers pretty much are good for TDMs and search and destroy. It is not like the optimal gun to use in a domination game, and you certainly can't use it in hardpoint. Alright, so at number 6 we have my last season personal favorite, which is the LK24, and a lot of people don't really appreciate this gun as much as I do. However, one of the best AR players in the game, Tectonic, this is one of his favorite guns. So the reason why I actually like the LK24, and as I always say that this is one of the most underrated guns in the game, so it is pretty accurate. Like the recoil on this thing is just unnoticeable. The damage is also pretty good. It is good for long range, close range, and it is also good for mid range, so it works like anywhere. The fire is like, everything on this gun is good. The only flaws that this gun actually has is that one, the iron sight on it is kind of hard to use if you are a new player, so I always just put on a red dot on it. And another thing is the mobility. This gun does slow you down a bit, and if you want to drop shot or jump shot or something like that, you'll definitely need to put on a stock so you can improve your movement. But all in all, this is a pretty solid AR gun. Alright, we have reached the top 5, and the 5th best gun in the game in my opinion is the LK24 mirror, which is the KN44, and I couldn't decide which one of these could go higher because they're basically the same gun. Like they basically have the same quick draw time, they have the same damage, the same fire rate. Like it's just pretty much basically the same gun in my opinion. However, the KN has a faster scope in time, which is why I would choose that one. Also, the recoil on the KN44 is slightly less than the LK24, so when you're using the KN versus the LK, it should be a lot steadier. If you do use both guns as much as I do, then you'd see that there is not really much distinguish between them. However, the KN's iron sight is also pretty good, and as I said before, the LK's iron sight is not that good to use. At number 4 we have the newest gun in the game, the QQ9. At number 3 we have the HBR, and a lot of people might be complaining to me about this. I can see the comments already saying that the HBR shouldn't be so high, but trust me guys, like I am a AR player. Like ARs are basically my type of gun, and since season the HBR is what I have been using. I have replaced it with the LK24 because if you did see my video last season, the LK24 was actually in this spot, so I actually switched that out, and now I'm saying that the HBR is actually the 3rd best gun in the game. This is pretty much a 3-shot kill gun, maybe 4 at far, it depends on the range. The recoil is not too bad. However, the problem that I have is it has a bit of a jump when you are getting shot. So what I actually do is I use the perk toughness, and then you don't have to use the foregrip if you use toughness, because that is basically the problem. That is where the recoil actually comes in. So if you're going to be using toughness, then the HBR is even better to use. The iron sight again is a bit hard to use, so I normally just go with a red dot, and everything on this gun is just good. The damage is absolutely good. The fire rate is exceptional on this gun. The 2nd best gun in season 7 of COD Mobile in my opinion is the Rust, And this was also the second best gun in my opinion last season, blah 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 blah. However, like, you can't even argue with this. I don't think I even need to go in explain on this thing right here. Like, if you ever watch a pro scrim or a pro tournament, you will see like half of the players using the rust. Like, the fiery on this thing is just insane, and the range, like, the range is not even for a SMG. If you use a long barrel on this, then it will be even a better gun. But I don't even know any flaws with the rust right now. The only thing is, like, it is kind of weird when you scope plus shoot. However, I just ADS, so like apart from that, the rust is a pretty solid gun. Like, in my opinion, like, this could even be one of the best guns in the game right now. However, the best gun is just slightly better, so you'll see that in a few. Using the rust, you'd be surprised how far you can laser someone from across the map, and this is just a SMG. I don't see any other SMG except the #1 SMG that can actually do what the rust can do. This is a like very solid gun in the game. I don't think it even will get a nerf for now because it is one of the most balanced guns in the game, so that's actually the thing. It probably won't get a nerf for now. And the #1 gun right now in the game, in my opinion, and which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone watching this video, is the cordite. And yes guys, like, SMGs are just dominating this season. I don't know, SMGs are just so good. I have been starting to use SMGs a bit more since I changed my HUD yesterday. So the cordite, in my opinion, is better than the QQ9 and the rust because of the fast firing rate. You can kill someone in a split second with the cordite. Like, just imagine every SMG in the game right now, like the QQ9, the rust, and all those good SMGs. Imagine a gun being better than that, and that is the cordite. And I was actually surprised that COD didn't nerf the cordite in season 7, so that was pretty surprising. I'm not sure that if it is expecting a nerf, like maybe season 8 or so. It is the #1 gun right now. I haven't been seeing it being used in ranked since lately, but if you see scrims and stuff, like, everyone is basically using the cordite or the rust. But the cordite again is pretty much better. One, the mobility is way better than the rust, which is why I have it over the rust, because the mobility on this is similar to the MSMC, so you'll run a lot faster with the cordite. The hip fire on the cordite is actually the most accurate of any gun in the game. If you are in a close range fight and you're using the cordite to hip fire, you definitely know that you're gonna actually win it. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for coming to the channel and actually watching the video. If you have not yet subscribed and you have been to the channel for a while now, be sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Every step counts to 4K subscribers. And if you also did enjoy the video and you haven't yet liked the video, be sure you do that. Guys, be sure that you stay tuned for my stream tonight. The streams are actually improving and improving as we go along, and it is a pretty nice way for me to interact with the community. And speaking of interact with the community, be sure you follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Both of those will be in the description below, and I will see you tonight at the stream.